Welcome back to New Game Plus TV on Tour. We're at PAX Aus 2025, Day 3. I'm Jack, the person who is brave enough to ask, should you wear a picnic rug for 3 full days of PAX? And I'm here with B.
I'm here with Jack, who's wearing a picnic rug.
Tell me that I'm not wearing a picnic rug. It's basically like...
as well.
Yeah, it's true. Yours kind of comes and goes, though, whereas if I took this off, I feel like that might be a little bit of a problem on the PAX show floor.
I mean, look at these guns. What, I'm gonna hide these guns?
Don't hide those guns. I do not have any guns to show off. It's a work in progress. I think we all are. You can hear maybe that our voices are a little bit hoarser for getting through Melbourne International Games Week. And I'm not sure that we've spoken much about kind of how PAX caps off Melbourne International Games Week on the show this season. So PAX Australia, it's a convention that's been running since about 2013, I believe, or maybe 2014. No, it was 13. 14 was my first. And it, for the last 10 years or so, has wrapped up Melbourne International Games Week that features events like the Game Developers Conference, GCAP, that runs for 3 days, the Australian Game Developer Awards, Parallels from the Free Play Festival is part of that. You've got Big Games Night Out at Acme, or near Acme, kind of just around Fed Square. A bunch of smaller activations as well. I figured we'd maybe take a beat and talk a little bit about our experience at Games Week this year, because I've done it maybe more than I should. Have you... It's a long stint. It's a lot of events. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of different kinds of energy that can kind of jump you in different ways. Tell me a little bit about what your Games Week has looked like this year.
It's been a little chill. I haven't done a lot of the game developer stuff really, but it's always interesting to see people's stories. I think that's the number one thing, is the community and the connection. That's the core of GCAP, the core of Melbourne International Games Week. Yeah. It's international, so you're going to get a lot of different communities, and they're all going to be sharing their stories, and mentoring each other. Yeah. And that's so important, especially, I guess, after COVID.
Yes, it is. But I think it's just also, it was always kind of exciting to see that vibrance and diversity. And I think the celebration of those things was always what got me the most excited about this week. Now, you said you weren't at GCAP, but there is another game developers conference of sorts, and it's been running for a few years now. It's called FreakOn. It happens to be free. Fuck you, it's free. But it's spelt like you're a freak. Like FREAKON. And that is a very different side of, I think, what developers, how developers kind of speak to each other. Because I think at GCAP, there's more of an incentive to kind of speak about the details of, certain marketing, certain production, certain programming, different experiences people have to try and upskill and lift the industry up. I think FreakOn is a little bit of it's like the antithesis to GCAP, where it's like, bro, this industry's fucked. And the stories we heard at FreakOn were very different.
I mean, it's just it's born out of the frustration from the games industry, because as much as people are willing to network and willing to be on all the time, it is also really important to be it's not all sunshines and rainbow. Here are our stories without really getting in trouble. And we're not trying to...
They're not trying to start fires.
Yeah, we're not trying to burn the industry down. We're just trying to be as upfront about things as possible. And it's so easy to just get wrapped up in the glitz and the glam and the, oh my God, we're doing so great, that then you don't feel like you can share the stories. And it's really important to be able to feel like you can be real and can share stuff. And
it's very cathartic, I found, as well, both for the people telling the stories, and there were, at least a few presenters that had a bit of a cry up on stage. It's a lot of raw emotions at FreakOn especially. So that was an interesting kind of way to kick the week off. I ended up at GCAP and the Oz Game Dev Awards, the AGDAs on Wednesday, and it's always lovely to catch up with people there as well. And then Parallels, which was at the Melbourne Town Hall this year as well. You went to Parallels? You were at Parallels?
I was at Parallels.
Yeah. And that's... I kind of like the move from a university auditorium to a big event, like a big venue like that, where you've got the mezzanine, where everyone is kind of really excited to see the weirdest games possible. Because free play, I feel like, is kind of a different aspect to GCAP and FreakOn, where it's let's just talk about games without the commercial aspect at all. Whereas FreakOn is the horrors persist and so do we, and GCAP is let's try and get into the nitty gritty of how we get through our day to day and do our jobs. I think free play, which is a festival that runs late at a different time in the year, Parallels is sort of this micro talks back to back to back to back, and a different kind of celebration of the weird, zany kind of stuff that comes out of the industry, both in Melbourne and kind of in our region. That said, we are here at PAX Australia. We are hiding out a little bit away. This is a part of maybe the convention centre that most people haven't seen, and to be honest, I hadn't seen until today. And so I think we might head back into the convention centre, the rest of it, and the exhibition hall, and check out what's on offer at PAX Australia Day 3.
Hey, it's Em from New Game Plus. We are at Day 3 of PAX. It's been a big weekend, but I spent yesterday disassociating for a full 5 minutes in front of this wall right here. It's giving Where's Wally? It's giving a glow that's going to bash that seasonal depression right out of you. So, yeah, wow. I did do a quick Google search, and apparently Micro Macro is a board game for adults, but this is the kids version. And the fact that I was struggling to find things in the kids version feels a little humbling, but in the right ways, There's a little bit of a mystery going on. We've got to figure out who stole the diamond. If you can see here, the jewelry shop across from this beach, someone has gotten in, but the door's locked, so they've gotten in through another way. Just going to walk you through what's going on here. We've got a little bit of a mystery going on, the diamond drama. The jewelry shop opposite the beach has been broken into, but the door is locked. So the jewelry thief has gotten in through another way, and it's up to you to figure out who's stolen the diamond. We've also got some of these beautiful characters within the world. I think she's only here for the zip line, personally. And I did find her, and I think I found them, and maybe this little horse. But these robots, there's a few that all look the same. So it's fuddling my brain a little bit. Let's see if we can see who stole the diamond. If we walk over this way, so we can see over here, she's just had a little journey up the scaffolding, and she's living her best life. And we found it. We found Wally. Stunning. Yeah, it did feel a little, again, humbling. While I was in my 5-minute dissociation, my friend Jack came over and spotted the jewelry thief within, I would like to say, 5 seconds comfortably. So that felt great. That felt really great to be a part of. I think my issue in finding it is that I couldn't identify what a beach was, first of all, which I struggle with. Living in the South, what are you going to do? So over here, this is a beach. This looks like a park to me, though, and I think that's where I was struggling a little bit, because this is clearly a body of water, but that's giving park. I don't know, maybe it's the fencing, but it is indeed a beach, which I have realised now. Let's jump up and let's go through the world. We've got a lot of people doing leisure, which I personally am a big fan of. We've got this little bean, just this little guy just chilling out. He's grilling something. That's not a grill. That's a seat. I know objects. I've seen them. As someone in queer media. Oh, she's crying. Oh, no. Oh, Betty. He looks like he's covering his ears. So maybe there's like some commotion going on at the water park, I guess. This world is very vast. It's very diverse. There's a lot going on. This lovely person is selling lemonade? Lemonade. I've never seen a lemonade stand in real life. Maybe it's an American thing. I don't know. Yeah, walking up to it, it did just appear to me. It's like, when you're driving in rural Victoria and a country town will just show up. It kind of was a similar thing walking through this tabletop area. So that was really nice. And then it was just sort of a good break in the day of just some mindful meditation. And, I think it's encouraging dissociation to the right amount. So we love to see it. I think dissociation is an integral part of Games Week historically. Your brain, you're talking to everyone that you've ever said hello to, and which is lovely and beautiful, and we love our friends and our community, but you do need to take stock and take some moments for yourself. So maybe, this is a welcome addition to that. How would I recommend other people incorporate dissociation into their PAX experience? Just stare at the wall. Just stare at the wall, man. Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's B. I'm here with New Game Plus TV at PAX Aus 2025. Right now, I'm with George from Bimini Board Games with Cultured Swines. What is this about?
Hi, so Bimini Board Games. By the way, Bimini is an island in the Bahamas where I'm from.
Right.
And Cultured Swines, it's a strategic party game for 48 players. It's a bit of a social satire where you and your partner are budding socialites and you're trying to network and mingle with the guests of a party. And you're trying to seem cultured in your interactions. Unfortunately, they're a little bit judgmental. They're going to judge you by what you say and by what you eat. But you're doing what you can as a pair. Your partner is your plus one at the party. And the pair who makes the best impressions, they earn their place among the Cultured Swines.
I like that this game is a bit different from sort of your normal table games because you have teams of two, but then you then kind of get together at the end. So you judge each other on what you think would be the best in a given category. And then the quickest people to go then get to talk to the swines or talk to the board. And so it's a bit of like a give and push as far as it's a bit asymmetrical, but not, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. So because it's a game that happens in simultaneous play with each team doing their thing at the same time, we wanted to keep the flow of the game. When we first were play testing, we actually had a timer to keep people on task, but that would break immersion, and we wanted to keep the speed of the game, but we wanted it to be immersive and thematic. And when we sort of developed the buffet mechanism and the tie between the two phases, which is mingling and the buffet, when it became sort of a race to the buffet and not spending too much time in your conversation, it just all made sense. And it sort of like creates this natural flow in the game. And the buffet race is actually the heart of the game, tying the two phases together.
Definitely a different gameplay compared to just a, management or worker placement, which I really like. And the artwork in this is gorgeous. Who did you work with on this game?
Yeah, the art is essential. It's like the heart of the game. So the game has about 300 unique individual cards, the base game, but then it goes from there. And on many of those cards, maybe 100, there's like licensed artwork, but we also have commissioned artworks. So when you get your copy of the game, there'll be an art book included, and it has sort of a bio on each of the artists that we're working with, as well as examples of the artwork that's featured in the game. 3 of the artists are Melbourne-based, and 2 of them are from the Bahamas, where I'm from. It was really important for us with this game and with every game that we create to sort of create an inclusive space where we provide representation to voices that we may not see in the tabletop industry. So that's both from the theme of the game as well as from the people that we work with, the collaborators. And so it was really important that that was represented in the artwork.
I love that so much as an artist myself. It's so nice to see people recognize and then so many different sort of not genres, but like types of artwork, but it all flows together because it's that bright and like tropical vibe, which it's gorgeous.
Yeah, the artwork, because the art cards, which, part of the mechanic is you are trying to interpret things the same way as your partner. You're at this fancy party. So some of the categories, there's language, there's philosophy, but there's also an art category. So you're literally looking at real pieces of artwork and you're interpreting what you think the best title is for that artwork. And because it is real artwork and you can see sort of the thorough line between the pieces, it sort of provides a bit of richer depth to the game that I don't think we would have otherwise if we didn't have that, for sure.
Awesome. And how has your PAX been so far? You live in Australia now. So this is your first time at PAX, I assume? And how is that going for you?
It's amazing. It's so humbling. We worked on this game for almost 3 years, and everyone who does this, they know you're doing this on the side of a full-time job. Yeah, we've dedicated our lives for the past 3 years to trying to make the best game possible. And so when you actually get to see people playing with it, engaging with it, and the responses that they have, it makes it all worth it. And this is like that to like the nth degree. The people here, I think they're just like really enthusiastic gamers, whether you're video games, board games, they are just keen to understand the design process, they engage with it, and the feedback's been incredible. So yeah, we're really grateful to PAX Rising. I mean, look at the spot we have. Like, we would never be able to afford this. So yeah, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and hopefully with the next game we'll have a similar opportunity and turnout as well.
That's so lovely. I'm glad that everybody has been sort of really receptive and that you're getting good feedback from it. So where can people find your amazing game?
So we're planning to go to Kickstarter. The way the Kickstarter works is you really kind of have to build your audience by day one. And so we're in the phase now where we are basically marketing and getting the game in front of as many people as possible. And if people like the game, we get them to sign up on our website. So our website is www.culturedswines.com. And also they can follow us on Instagram, which is at Bimini Board Games. And Bimini is BIMINI boardgames.com. Yeah, either of those places would be good. And the best way to support us is to, of course, follow along the Kickstarter campaign. Yeah, more to come.
Now, I have one more question. Does Bimini mean anything, or is it just where you came from?
I'm pretty sure it's like the part of a boat. I looked it up because like I was genuinely curious, like thinking it'd be great if the name had some significance. But it's an island in the Bahamas, and in fact, I'm from Nassau. I'm not even from that island. But I just think Bimini is like a really cool sounding word, and also like the alliteration with board games. It makes me feel happy when I say it. So yeah, that's the context.
That's cute. I love that so much. Well, thanks, George, so much for talking to me. And I hope you're enjoying your PAX, and we'll see you with another board game soon.
Hopefully, yeah. And thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. And yeah, check out Cultured Swines.
That is a wrap on PAX Australia 2025, Day 3. Oh my God, it's over. Well, almost. You're going to Megadev afterwards, which I definitely do not have the energy to kind of get to. But before we finished, I kind of wanted to speak a little bit about a little bit of TCG, a little bit of tabletop stuff, because you spoke to a few tabletop developers this year. I remember going to PAX Aus last year and thinking that I feel like tabletop has become a bigger part of PAX every single year, where it was like, oh, it was the community side of the hall, where now it's effectively just the tabletop side of the hall. And it kind of just kept edging into the video game space. But I think this year there is, a lot of games in PAX Rising. I think Nintendo's come back for the first time in a little bit. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft are around, Microsoft's around. There are a few publishers around in any case. But you were playing a little bit of the TCG, the trading card games is what that is. Magic the Gathering, Spider-Man edition?
Spider-Man, yeah. I got a Venom shirt on. It's great. Yeah, it's Spider-Man. It came out I want to say like 3 weeks ago. Don't worry about it. Time is made up anyway. But yeah, so we did a sealed game basically where everybody gets 6 boosters. So you're not coming in with this like, I'm going to kill everybody in one turn sort of thing. You get 6 boosters. You have about 50 minutes to make a deck. And then you do 3 rounds of best of 3.
Yep.
And that was a lot of fun. I ended up doing a black-blue deck. Eddie Brock, kind of double-sided, was my like main guy that I was trying to get out, but never did. I lost all of my matches. But I was really close. And the most important part is I had fun.
Yes.
That's what this is about, is community. And it was just fun. Everybody's so nice.
And then you were shown the door.
Okay. So we finished the game. I lost my 2 games, had a really, it was a good time.
And I guess painting a little bit of a picture here, you have an hour once you've gotten all of your boosters to build your deck, and then you have 3 games of about an hour each. Yeah. Now, I think it was around game 1 or 2 where... Game 1.
So yeah, we finished up. So like I said, we finished up our games, and like I said, I lost twice. And then we hear this beeping, and we're like waiting for other games to play so that we can like rotate around. And then we start hearing this beeping, And we're like, oh, is something going to happen? And then it goes and it goes. And then finally, and enforcers are like, everybody get out. Everybody get out. And there's just this like mass exodus out, like no rushing. Nobody was like pushing. It wasn't like frantic.
It was organized.
It was organized.
Like,
Yeah. Like,
more or less.
it wasn't like, oh my God, there's something happening. It was just like, something's happening. Like, get out of here. We got to figure this out.
Yep.
And we did that.
And then it was like 30, 40 minutes and then you went back in and it kind of was business as usual from that point on?
Yeah, so I think it was only like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Once again, time isn't real.
Time is a joke, yeah.
Time is a joke. But it was great because I went to get a drink. And then in the middle of my drink, I look at my phone and the draft, the Magic the Gathering app that I was using was like, oh, hey, your next round is over at this table. And I'm like,
What?
what? So then I quickly kind of like chugged a little bit more and like ran back and played my last game. So we weren't able to do 3 rounds of best of 3. We were only able to do 2. But it was still fun. We had a good joke. We had a good time. And we got a lot of Spider-Man cards.
It was very interesting to see the kind of unraveling somewhat, but it wasn't that everything was disorganized. It was just this wave of people, because I was at the bar I think that you turned up to at the time. There was this wave of people coming out of the convention center and we're like, that's a little weird. Like, what's going on? And then we just have this flurry of messages in all of the group chats that we're kind of in for the weekend, being like, guys, what the hell is going on? There's a fire alarm. Like, everyone's out on the street. And we got these photos from like, I got a photo from a mate of mine. Was it a mate of yours or something? That was like taking a photo from their hotel room and all of the, it kind of reminded me of Crunchyroll Expo. I don't want to say that. But like the so many cosplayers and everyone just out essentially along the long side of the exhibition hall. Because it's like, where else are you going to go? You got to kind of wait. And so it was just very good timing that I turned up to the bar before that, because then there was also an influx to all of the restaurants and bars that happened. And apparently one of the food trucks in the exhibition hall, it's what we've heard, we don't know for sure, but one of the food trucks there got a little too smoky and someone hit the fire alarm out of concern, which, you know, I think it's better to be more concerned than not in that kind of situation, because if there's a fire, I feel like people would panic.
I mean, it's good because I only lost 4 games instead of like 6 games, so it's fine. And I got more packs than I think I would have gotten if that didn't happen.
And you did win something.
And then I went to the Cozy Magic meetup earlier today, and I like entered to draw for like stuff, and I got like a big binder that holds like 400 cards. I'm excited to put all of my cards in there. Finally, they have not been in Tupperware boxes or just randomly in my house. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's blasphemy.
How many Tupperware boxes?
At least 2.
Well, now they won't be. Now they won't be. So take the win. And we are going to take ourselves and maybe go to bed because it is the end of PAX Australia and pretty much the end of Melbourne International Games Week. Megadev is this evening, but that's, again, a bit more of a developer thing that some people might head off to. I'm going to go and get some Luxor. I don't know about you. I'm so excited about going to Luxor. Oh my God. But thank you very much for hanging out with us at PAX Australia 2025. If you want to catch up on previous episodes of New Game Plus TV on tour, you can head to youtube.com/newgameplusTV. You can also head to ctvplus.org.au to watch this season, the previous season, and a bunch of other content from local creators. And follow us on socials. We are on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok, allegedly, more or less, at New Game Plus TV. B, thank you very much for hanging out with me.
Thanks, Jack. The picnic table, apparently.
It's a picnic rug. You know what I mean. Thank you very much for hanging out, and we'll catch you next time.